over time. But one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
Yes, indeed, it is time for the First Federal program on this beautiful Friday morning. We are joined by Todd Van Sickle from First Federal Savings Bank. Good morning.
Thank you, Paul. Good morning. Yes, indeed, a beautiful morning. I see the sun here on 8th Street looking out the window, peeking over the horizon, looks like a little bit. Going to be a nice sunny day.
Yes.
Got some rain maybe coming in later this weekend.
Yeah, they're calling for it starting overnight tonight and kind of on and off throughout the weekend.
So, March came in like a lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Not really leaving like a lion, still kind of a lamb. A little rain's good, right?
Yeah. But of course, there is that issue that there's that possibility of rain on Sunday.
Okay. You know what they say about rain on Sunday, right?
Yeah, with it being Easter Sunday, that means, what, 6 more
It's kind of like Groundhog's Day, kind of the same thing. 6 more Sundays of rain.
Yeah.
Well, we welcome Jennifer Weinert to the program today. We'll be talking to Jennifer about a Express Your Story program at the Fulton County Public Library. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you today, and we'll be talking to you in about 15 minutes about your program. You have some exciting things happening next month, basically, at the library.
Yes, really excited about it, and glad you could join me this morning.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Jennifer Weinert, our guest today. Going to change things up, Paul, a little bit. Going to start with a trivia question.
All right.
I learned this week. I didn't really know how to make it, so I made it a trivia question. So, what is the specific name of the day that falls on the Sunday after the first full moon that follows the spring equinox?
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday, yeah. Did you know how Easter Sunday was decided?
No.
Neither did I. It's from March 25th to April 25th. Let's see. First Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox.
Okay.
I know you and I are kind of space geeks, so we learned something new.
All right.
And that helps us get ready for the eclipse, a week from Monday, too.
Yes.
You do anything special for that?
I might try to sneak in Black Hole Sun.
Oh, that's a good one.
A lot of people
that's
do.
That's outside your format a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I know a lot of radio stations in the past during eclipses have played Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
Let's do something a little...
Oh, Grateful Dead Dark Star might be good, too.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, so I'm reprogramming the radio station today. Hopefully I won't get Paul fired, right?
Nah, you're good.
So, it is Easter weekend. Do you have a favorite Easter candy?
It's either going to have to be the Starburst jelly beans.
Oh, yeah, good. I love
jelly beans in general.
Yeah.
Or, I don't mind a good Reese's peanut butter egg.
Reese's peanut butter egg, yeah. How about Peeps?
No.
Well, we're going to have a Peeps trivia question today. That's the real trivia question.
Oh.
Do you have any special family Easter meal traditions?
It depends. We've kind of varied over the years depending on work schedules and things like that.
Easter's always kind of like a ham in our family.
Yeah, we always try to have ham on Easter Sunday.
Like that.
May not be a full ham and the full meal, but we'll have something ham related on that day at least.
I don't know why that's an Easter tradition, but it just seems like that's the right thing to eat on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any family traditions for Easter on Sunday, Jennifer?
We always do the Easter egg hunt. So my mom tried it one year when we were in our 20s, and that became very competitive.
Kind of
fun, but competitive.
Hardball, football, like Easter egg hunt, where contact's okay, probably, right?
Right.
The golden egg, okay. So, Peeps.
Uh-huh.
Not a Peeps fan, are you?
No.
Okay. That's our trivia question today.
All right.
According to the Food Network, that's a pretty reputable source, it seems like.
Yeah.
How many Peeps are produced each year by the Just Born Candy Company? A, 2 million. B, 2 billion. C, 5 million. D, 5 billion.
The sad thing is, I know what episode you're talking about because I've seen it, but I don't remember what they said.
Okay. Well, We'll give Tanner and Jennifer a chance to guess later too. So, you Peeps fan, Tanner?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. Are you?
No, I'm not.
No?
I think I've only had them once or twice actually. But somebody did tell me, I learned on the Food Network that if you're ever making s'mores, you should use Peeps for that because that sugar on the outside crusts really well over the
Interesting.
campfire. And the gooiness of the marshmallow doesn't come out in the s'more.
Okay.
I'd be interested to try that.
Okay.
I would say. Maybe
Yeah.
next time.
That's
what
about
the
the
Lee
only way
family's
I'm
doing.
gonna
Yeah,
eat
yeah,
it.
there we go.
Well, sports, got a lot going on. This is like busy time.
It is busy time, especially if you're a basketball fan.
Yeah.
Still got high school basketball going on
Yeah.
because of the NCAA tournament being held, or two of the first two rounds being held in Indianapolis last week.
That seems really weird that we skipped a week.
Yeah, pushed the IHSAA state finals back a week. So tomorrow will be the 1 through 4A state title games. And I want to wish my fellow 2010 Rochester High School graduate classmate Garrett Weinert good luck as his Fisher's Tigers take on Ben Davis tomorrow in the 4A state championship game.
Okay.
Ben Davis has a Rochester tie too, right?
Yes, they do. Yes, Ryan Johnson, former athletic director here at Rochester, works for Ben Davis. So,
Okay.
yeah, so a few Rochester ties there. So, good luck to everybody down there. It should be a good game, and both teams have had great seasons. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But March Madness going on hot and heavy. Sweet 16, halfway through it after last night.
Yeah.
Saw defending champion Connecticut take care of San Diego State pretty easily. And they now have 9 straight tournament wins dating back to last year. Every single wins by double digits. So
No close games.
No,
if they have a close
they're-
game, they might be in trouble.
yeah, and they might have one maybe tomorrow, which they'll be facing Illinois, who was the winner over Iowa State. So the Big Ten has at least one team in the Elite Eight, which they haven't been able to say that. It was like for a couple of years. And it's Illinois' first Elite Eight appearance since 2005. And then you had Clemson beat Arizona. So Arizona, once again, loses to a higher seed. That's, I think, 6 times in the last decade they lost to a higher seed.
Oof.
They haven't made a Final Four since 2001, which is hard to believe.
They look not coached very well last year.
Yeah, a lot of talent, but just from this get-go, something
Yeah.
looked off. But Clemson's making their first Elite Eight since 1980. And then Alabama beat North Carolina, so there's 1 seed out already. Alabama made their first Elite Eight since, I believe, 1994. Alabama and Clemson are going to play for a spot in the Final Four, and we're talking basketball, not football.
Clemson's still in the ACC, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
They're like one of the survivors.
yep.
One of the left out, basically.
Yep, and Alabama, of course, still in the SEC. But yeah, those matches will be interesting. And on the flip side, we got 4 games tonight, starting with Marquette and NC State, who's the highest seed remaining at 11. I would call them a Cinderella because they're part of the ACC big-time conference.
There's another local team playing too, isn't there?
Yeah, I was getting right to that. The next game tonight in order is Purdue against Gonzaga tonight at 7:39 on TBS and True TV. These two teams met up in Maui, well actually Honolulu, for the Maui Invitational back in November, and Purdue beat them by 10, but both teams are a lot different now than they were in November, so I'm not putting too much stock into that game. But that is in Detroit, like I said, tonight, 7:39 on TBS and True TV. And the winner of that game will play the winner of Tennessee and Creighton, which should be a really good game. And then also Duke and Houston are in action tonight, too. So a lot of basketball going on this week.
Now the important question: how's the bracket?
Oh, my bracket's been busted since last weekend. Yeah, yeah.
Is your wife still beating you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know if there's a way I can beat her, unfortunately. So I got to hear about that for a while. But
Yes, you are.
kudos to her. So
Yeah.
A Van Sickle family and friends bracket. I looked yesterday, there's about 40 people, I was 18. I woke up this morning and I was second.
Wow.
Hey.
I don't know, like how-
Something broke your way
Yeah,
overnight.
Illinois helped a lot. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So so hopefully Purdue can win tonight and be another Big Ten team in the Elite Eight, and we could be talking next week about 2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four possibly.
We could.
It's not off the table yet. And lastly, for my sports report this morning, MLB opening day was yesterday,
Yes.
and hard to believe baseball season is already here. But
It's unusual in March, it seems like.
Yeah,
I don't know, has it ever started in March before?
kind of it just feels like it's a little early. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know, something, but it didn't fare well for a lot of the local teams know your Guardians got to win,
Yeah.
and the Reds got to win. But the Cubs, White Sox, and Cardinals were all in the losers category. I guess the Tigers, if you count them local, they beat the White Sox. So.
Yeah.
But,
How'd your team do?
they won yesterday. They beat the Astros. So,
Dang it.
Which I thought
Their
was
new guy threw a guy out at home plate. or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes. So, Juan Soto had a good Yankees debut. So,
I was really hoping your Yankees lost.
they tried. They got down 2-0 in the first inning, but they fought back. So.
I was flipping channels between basketball and the Cubs last night, and they lost in extra innings.
Yeah.
They blew the lead 3 times.
No, well, it's early. It's early. Just one game. So, I don't think it's a moment of the season.
This
So.
is the best record we're going to have all year.
Well, speaking of Cleveland, they are in my on this day today, but not my first thing.
Okay.
On this day in 1984, which I'm not sure how factual this is, because I thought this was yesterday, but the website I got says it's today. On this day in 1984, the Colts moved from Baltimore to Indianapolis.
It was yesterday.
I thought so, but
Yeah.
the site I got
But
it
hey.
from said today. So
Yeah. It was late overnight,
Yeah.
so it
Oh, it was
probably
definitely
kind of
during the
carried
night.
into both days.
they tried to make it pretty secret, getting out of
So the
there.
Yes.
Mayflower arrived
Yep.
from Baltimore
Yep.
to Indianapolis. I remember that.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
big news.
And on this day in 1996, the Cleveland Browns chose a new name for the relocated team, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
But in that relocation process, it was stated that the Browns had to become a team again pretty much by 1999.
Yes.
In Cleveland, that's what happened in 1999.
Yep.
So, the interesting stuff there. And on this day in 1999, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at a record 10,006.78, above the 10,000 mark for the first time ever.
Yeah, I think if it ever got back to the 10,000 mark, we'd all be a little worried.
You're probably right.
And it closed at almost 40,000.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
tell me
So-
where it's been in 25 years.
So every retirement's much happier at
Yes.
40,000 rather than 10,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got some international days, world days, national days today. Today's International Mermaid Day. It's World Piano Day. Can you play piano, Paul?
Sure, I can hit a key or two.
There you go. National Smoke and Mirrors Day.
Ah.
It's
That's
good.
how I play the piano, smoking beers.
Yeah. Only smoke and
Put
mirrors.
a tape on it.
It's Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
National Lemon Chiffon Cake Day.
Okay.
Ever have a lemon chiffon cake?
No,
I mean,
I'm not going to try to pronounce that during the trivia clip. I'll leave that for the professor.
it's Niagara Falls Runs Dry Day, and what that means is on this day in 1848, Niagara Falls stopped flowing for 30 hours due to an ice jam in the river upstream.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that in school.
And it's also Payday It Forward. Not Pay It Forward, Payday It Forward.
Mm.
You mean the payday candy bar?
Could be. I think it means actual pay, but it
Oh,
could be
okay.
Payday Candy Bar, I guess.
I mean, yeah, if my
If you
boss
wanna make
wants
it
to payday it forward a couple weeks of paychecks, we're good.
Well, yeah, we are going to be doing payday treats in the bank
Yes,
today. That's what we
yes.
do.
Yeah.
Dick Belcher tradition that started on payday, and with direct deposit, he started handing out fruit and other goodies for payday. So you do get like turkey.
And and Dick always enjoyed it because it gave him an opportunity to speak with everybody on
Yeah.
a Friday too.
Yeah.
So, well, see, we got some a local upcoming event going on again at the Times Theater this weekend.
Mhm.
They're hosting the All Praise Gospel Jam tomorrow. And the description was, get ready for an evening filled with uplifting performances by Forever Praise and Blue Holler Band and more. Doors will open at 3:30. The event starts at 4 o'clock. This is a free admission event to the public.
Okay.
Concession stands will be open.
Okay.
And I see that they're going to be showing a classic movie, one of my favorites, on Thursday, April 4th. They're going to be showing Rocky, the original,
Mm.
from 1976.
Mm-hmm.
That's at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6:30. This movie is going to be sponsored by Green Oak Antiques. Free for kids, $5 for adults.
Okay.
So if you never had the opportunity to watch Rocky on the big screen,
Yeah.
take
It's a
advantage
good
of it. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
very good movie.
I added one more coming event to your list.
Okay. Thank
Easter
you.
weekend, there's lots of Easter egg hunts around.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
look at any local churches. Fulton County Library is having an Easter egg hunt next Wednesday from 5 to 6 in the library arboretum. All ages, even adults can come and can come meet the Easter Bunny.
Okay.
So it's never too late to meet the Easter
Yeah.
Bunny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tanner.
Yeah, thank you.
Covered money news Dow up to 40,000. Markets are closed today because of Good Friday.
Yep.
So all the money movers are taking the weekend off, except the bank will be open today and tomorrow, of course, normal hours. And we do have a couple specials going on now. 8-month CD special at 4.99% APY, annual percentage yield, and an 18-month CD at 4.06% annual percentage yield. So bank's open today on Good Friday, so come in and see us. We're happy to see you. We do have various loan specials on now, including a closed-end second mortgage. It's good for doing a remodel or consolidating debt or something else like that, with rates starting as low as 8.5% and 8.86% annual percentage rate for qualified borrowers. There's fixed and variable rate programs. Just contact one of our experienced seasoned lenders, Ben Dalton, Stacy Wilson. We'd be happy to help you out. And then we are again open today, and thought we have save some time for our guest, Jennifer Weinert. We're welcoming you to join us today, and you're doing a special program at the library coming next month, entitled "Express Your Story." So, Jennifer, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you interested in the arts and about the program?
Sure. Well, my name is Jennifer Weinert. I live out near Kiwanis, and I am part of a cohort for the state of Indiana called the Indiana Lifelong Artists. And starting in 2018, over the course of the last few years, they've been training adults through a national program called Lifetime Arts. And what they do is that they ask artists who are interested in working with older adults in their community to learn how to form sessions or courses that they can engage in that are artistic. So they can go from visual arts all the way to performance arts to music. And what I like to do a lot is collages and storytelling. So I kind of combine the two together to help form this particular program called Express Your Story for Older Adults.
So Jennifer, did you have an art background before you got into the this faction of arts?
Yes. For a number of years, when I graduated from school back in the 90s, I taught special needs students. Okay. And I did some art programming with them, and then over the course of the last few years, I worked with 3-year-olds all the way up to 110-year-old. No, 100-year-old is the oldest person I had on my teaching docket. So,
well, there's a lot of benefits that come from art in the arts, right? And that's kind of what your program's about, right?
Yeah. And this is really the course that they started funding this program with started right during COVID, because they saw how people weren't able to get together. So some of the early training did involve doing stuff online, but I enjoy much more being engaged in person. So it is, part of the program is engaging with others to not only share what you're doing, but then to gain some feedback in hopes to encourage people into something new in their life that they can explore or learn more about.
Arts seems like it's something definitely that's hands-on.
Yes.
And it's much better hands-on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a hands-on program coming up at the library.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about what that program is all about?
This one is called Express Your Story, and we meet for 6 sessions. Now, I realize everybody has busy lives, so you don't have to be present for all 6 sessions, but one does lead into the next, so I will always have the materials available to keep going. But I just ask that people come with an experience that they have that they want to put into a story to share. And this story, you'll have the opportunity to share it with the community if you'd like, but you will also have the opportunity to record it, either written or verbal, to get recorded and share with your family, and again, or gifted to the community to kind of resource.
So what would be an example of some experiences that one would bring to participate in this program?
So I had done this program at the Kiwanis Public Library in the fall of last year, and some stories that came about. One was a story of grief, of going through a process of cancer with a spouse. Another was some words that were left to somebody from their parent that encouraged the course of their life. another was a nature experience, and one was a witness to a romance in the library. So there's lots of different ways that people can come at. Some people come in with the intention that I have this experience I know others can relate to, and I want to form it into this story. And some just come with this, it was an impactful experience in my life. And one of the ladies, she just likes taking pictures of sunsets, so decided to make her story poetry about that.
So I've learned recently from people that are well seasoned and experienced that everybody has a story. You may not think that you have a story, but everybody has a story in something. Maybe a childhood experience, maybe an experience with your kids growing up, or maybe a work experience, or sunsets, sunrises, you know. So you're going to take that and use that in the Express Your Story program. And when does that start?
Right. It starts on April 8th. Now, this date everybody's familiar with, because that's the same date as the anticipated eclipse. And I think there's already an event set up at the library, so there should be lots of people out there. We'll make some space for that in the program to witness that.
Because that'll be happening about when the program
Yes.
ends. And the program goes from 1:15 to 3:15.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And we'll meet every Monday for 6 weeks. And for each, it'll be 2 hours each time we meet. And what we do is we explore we use different creative tools to explore that experience that you're coming with. Now, if you're thinking, I have no idea, I have this lifetime of experiences, that first day I will have a project will help you narrow down to one experience.
So you just think about something that may spur some thoughts about what could be a story that you want to create and tell the story.
Correct. And then each week we meet, you'll have a different creative experience to help enhance the telling of that story. So we'll do some work around the visuals or the imagery within your story one week, and then we'll work in the structure of the story, of how the story feels to you. And it's really all about kind of just creative or bringing that story to life in the way that feels right to you.
For example, my experience, I don't believe I have any artistic talent, but that's okay though for this program.
Right.
So are there any special skills, abilities, experience that you need to bring to this program?
No, that's what I'm hoping that you'll find within the course of this program is something that you might really find of interest that you could leap off of into something else. But if you've been thinking that I'd like to really dive into the experience of this the story of this experience a little bit more, you can come here and get those materials you need. If you're already a musician who writes music, you could use some of these experiences to help you go deeper into the story and maybe help you develop that song a little bit more.
And you have some skills to help prompt and promote that, right?
Correct.
And that's what some of your training is all about, right?
Correct, yes.
So are supplies needed for some of these things?
Right, there's no supplies needed because it does come from a grant through the Indians Art Commission, and then the Family Social Services also provided money towards this grant. And then the library is, of course, providing the space and the atmosphere for us. And so it's a community effort as well as, making this free to those who are able or interested to do it.
So you probably don't know what kind of crowd you're expecting. Do people need to pre-register?
Yes, you do need to pre-register because that just helps me prepare.
Okay.
And all you have to do is call the circulation desk at the library, and that number is 574-223-2713. And I'm sure you can find that number different places. If you didn't get that down, we'll probably mention it again.
So we're talking to Jennifer Weinert about the Express Your Story program at the Fulton County Public Library that starts April 8th and goes for 6 weeks. Jennifer is a lifelong Indiana arts specialist. Is that what you call yourself?
Yeah, well, we're part of a cohort. So the cohort I went through had 36 members at the time, and I'm sure that has gone up quite a bit. And I'm not sure how much longer the grants will last for the artists, but it was a push to help Indiana artists just kind of go and work within the communities that they live in and make a living too in different ways. And I've really enjoyed this a lot. I used to be an activity director at a skilled nursing, and I missed that. And so this was a great place to kind of still be with the ability to help others kind of share their stories. I think the stories just being with each other. You guys had little stories amongst yourself just this morning talking about little things, and as you're talking about things, I'm thinking, I would love to hear some sports stories. I haven't heard any sports stories. So,
Be careful, don't ask us too much because we can take a whole show about sports.
Yeah.
But, sharing our stories is really a way to build community, within, and this has been happening for thousands of years for us. And just to kind of know that, we each have those stories, and there are people out there who want to hear them, and we relate to them.
And you're a big believer that everybody has a story, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, is there a capacity on this program? How many people can you support?
Well, I would love to get a great crowd out, and I want to say that if there is somebody out there who doesn't consider themselves in the older adult range, but it would like to participate in this program, please call the library and sign up. And if there is somebody within the older adult community who would need help, maybe typing up the story or something, they could join in and help out that way. But I do want to just encourage anybody who's interested to call and sign up.
Well, this is a great program. Has this been done locally before in town here, do you think, or is this something new?
I'm not in town here a few years, probably almost 8 years back. I did host a storyteller to come in, and he had done a one-day workshop where we experienced this together. And like I mentioned, in the fall, I was out in Kiwanis Public Library where we had a group of people engage in this program, and it was a lot of fun.
There's great benefits in this because last year I started a little bit of journaling through, writing kind of a story basically of life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
There's several services out there that provide like a list of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just answer the questions, and that kind of realized I have my own story, and everybody has a story, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, and even if some other people have engaged in the same way you have, bring some of that along. And so for instance, the second course that we have, we dive really into the imagery of that story and open it up through the experience of collage to help you kind of find some similes and metaphors for the imagery that's already there for you. So for instance, one of the stories I was working with in the last one, along with the group, was involving an experience I had on the beach. And through going through that collage experience, when I was trying to describe what I had experienced on the beach, which was the plankton, the blue plankton that comes up sometimes, I got into the word of diamonds and soothing. And so it just helps you kind of surround the vocabulary and the language to help develop that story a little bit more.
So the collage will come from pictures or art or something like that then?
Correct.
Trying to describe your story of the plankton and the diamonds.
Exactly. And then it forms it that way, and then over the course we'll have experience with improv that will help you kind of bring up the feeling of the story to bring forth. And then also
all the emotions that you may or may not have had, yeah.
Exactly. And then we'll have an experience with some spoken word that helps you start off with kind of the intro of the story, the middle of the story, and the end, so that you can kind of bring the structure of the story together.
So if people want to know more, they need to contact the library, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They'll help out with that, or they can contact you.
Yeah, they can contact the library if they
Okay.
do need more information. The library does have permission to give my number out, and you can call for a little more information.
And you'd be happy to help people out, and we're looking forward to people participating in the program. Let's express your story, right?
Yes, and again, starts April 8th and it'll go through May 15th. And not really necessary to come every week, but as they lead into each one, but you'll have the material when you need it.
Do you mind sharing the library phone number again if
Sure.
people want to pre-register?
Mm-hmm. The circulation desk number is 574-223-2713.
So anything else you'd like to talk about as we wrap up this segment of the program, Jennifer?
Mm-hmm. I would just encourage spring's kind of a chance to get out and try new things, and I just encourage people that even if you're thinking about it, if you're still uncertain, just come out that first day and you'll find out a lot more about it too.
Well, thank you for your time today, and we see you have a passion about express your story, so other people can share their passion now about their story.
Yes.
So thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
So trivia, Paul. You can play along the game. Peeps. Let me find my question again. According to the Food Network, how many Peeps are made each year by the Just Born Candy Company? A, 2 million. C, 2 billion. B, 2 billion. C, 5 million, D, 5 billion. So it's a million or billion. First, you need to decide that.
Right. Tanner, what are you thinking? Since he didn't help with the question, I want to get his input this
I'm
time.
thinking 2 billion.
You're thinking
Tanner's
2 billion?
thinking 2 billion.
All right. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
I was going towards 2 billion too.
Yeah. I think it's 3 for 3 with 2 billion.
Absolutely correct answer again, too. Good job, Paul, Jennifer.
I wanted to say, I like Peeps, but I particularly like them on top of my hot chocolate.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
So, Peeps tips. Maybe we'll make a show of Peeps tips sometime.
There's a lot of them out there.
So, I'm looking for the words of wisdom. I'm really surprised that Tanner brought us a quote from Mr. Bob Knight.
Ah, okay. I can get behind that.
And this is the quote. Most people have the will to win. Few have the will to prepare to win.
Those are great words of wisdom.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you again next week.